The small transport ship drifted through the silent blackness of space, its hull bathed in the pale light of distant stars. A young Jedi Padawan sat in the co-pilot's seat, his wide eyes scanning the void while his master meditated quietly behind him. At first it was barely a speck, something moving, slow and deliberate, far off in the distance. As it came closer, the Padawan could make it out, its twisted, flowing white hair and glowing purple eyes that seemed to pierce the very fabric of the galaxy. Its bony limbs floating unnaturally, and even through the hull of the ship, the Padawan could feel it. The creeping cold, as if the Force itself recoiled from this presence. Then he heard it, the scream. It tore through his mind, an otherworldly wail of chaos and destruction, one that shattered all sense of reason. The boy's heart raced, his hands trembling as panic gripped him. He clutched at his robes, trying to steady his breathing, but the sound only grew louder, more unbearable, as the figure's rage itself was pressing against his chest. Tears welled up in his eyes as the Force flooded him with images of ruin, broken stars, dead worlds, and countless screams joining the Phantom's wail. "Master!" he cried out, his voice cracking as he turned to seek the steady, reassuring presence of his teacher. But what he saw stole his breath from his lungs. His master, his once unshakable protector, the weathered Jedi who had faced war and darkness without flinching, without hesitation. His master was crumpled up in the corner of the cockpit. The man's head was bowed, his battle-scarred face streaked with silent tears, his entire body shaking as though the Force had abandoned him entirely. The Padawan froze, his own terror forgotten for a moment, as he stared at the broken figure before him. It was then, in that chilling silence broken only by the Phantom's scream echoing in his mind, that the Padawan finally understood. They were at an end. Whatever that thing was, it was not of the living Force, and no Jedi alive could ever stand against it. Deep in the uncharted void of space, far beyond the grasp of known hyperspace lanes, the Force flows in strange, untamed ways. Out there, where even the most experienced Jedi fear to tread, the Force twists into nexuses of unimaginable power. These are places that are not claimed by the light or the dark. They are something other, an anomaly of the Force existing beyond the Jedi's understanding, or the Sith's. A Force not aligned with balance or chaos. And in the deepest of these nexuses, where the dark side calls most strongly, legends say that this is where the being known as the Star Weirds dwell. The Star Weirds are beings of shadow and terror, manifestations of rage and fear. They are darker than even the most corrupted of Sith. Their hatred for the Force is palpable, an unquenchable fury that drives them to hunt Force sensitives relentlessly. The presence, Jedi or Sith, enrages them as nothing else does, as if the mere existence of the Force within a being causes the Star Weird unspeakable pain. Star Weirds do not simply kill though, they obliterate. They rip their victims apart with claws, screams, and a hatred that is otherworldly. Yet the best part about a Star Weird is their origins remain shrouded in mystery. Some believe that the Star Weirds are a punishment, a warning for those that venture too far into the unknown, out beyond the galaxy's edge. The Force itself may twist and break, forming abominations. These creatures exist outside of a physical realm, phasing between reality and some incomprehensible dimension. Encountering a Star Weird is said to be purely chance, however, but the terror they bring suggests that there may be more to their presence than pure coincidence. Whispered in darkened corners tell of an intelligence that guides them, of a purpose darker than any known to the galaxy. There are rumors of a Star Weird queen, a being of immense power hidden in the void where no light ever reaches. Some say there is a nest, a place where Star Weirds gather and multiply, feeding off of the dark side, or something more nefarious. Others in the galaxy dismiss this as pure myth, a story told by smugglers to frighten their rivals. But the tales still persist, growing more chilling with each and every telling. The Jedi Council has long debated the nature of these creatures, yet, even in their wisdom, they failed to uncover the truth. What is known is simple. The Star Weirds are real, and they are very deadly. The Star Weirds are not like the Sith or other dark side wielders. They serve no ideology, no cause, no conquest. If they serve anything, it is something darker than the dark side. The energies that created them, swirling and chaotic, seem to embody pure destruction. Some Jedi theorize that they are born of the dark side's overflow, a physical manifestation of the chaos and the rage that the dark side can no longer contain. Others fear that they are servants of an ancient, forgotten evil, an enemy beyond even the Sith, older. But these are only theories. The truth is more elusive. What makes the Star Weird horrifying is how little is truly known about them. Are they creatures of flesh, or spirit, or something else? Do they exist in the way that we understand existence? Those who survive encounters with them speak of their otherworldly presence, as if they were never truly there, and yet more real than anything in the galaxy. It is this unknowable quality that makes the Star Weirds a terror that even the Sith do not dare trifle with. To the Jedi, the Star Weirds serve as a warning. The Force is vast and mysterious, and its uncharted reaches hold dangers beyond comprehension. Older Jedi often speak of Star Weirds with a mix of fear and a strange reverence, calling them the spawn of the dark side. For hundreds of years, they have debated the creature's origins. Are they merely an anomaly, a byproduct of the Force's chaos, or do they serve something greater? Do they have another purpose? The Jedi are no closer to this answer now as they were when they first heard tales of the Star Weirds emerging in the galaxy, or no closer than we are exploring today's holocron. The Sith too, though, have encountered these creatures and have paid the price. Even the most powerful of Sith Lords cannot bend them to their will. The Star Weirds do not respond to manipulation nor control. They exist outside of the boundaries of power and ambition, outside of the galaxy. To the Sith, they serve as a reminder that the dark side, for all of its strength, can never truly be tamed. This is why some members of the Sith species fear Star Weirds more than any Jedi, for they represent a chaos that not even the Sith can master. The true nature of the Star Weirds may never be known. Perhaps they are merely a myth, a story told to explain the horrors of deep space. Perhaps they are punishment, a reminder that there are places in the galaxy where mortals are not meant to venture. Or perhaps they're worse, a harbinger of darkness that lies beyond the edge of the galaxy, waiting, like a shark stalking its prey in the vastness of the open ocean. Whatever they are, one thing is certain: they are real, and they are a danger that no one can ignore. And yet the Star Weirds remain a mystery, their origins lost to the void that they came from. They are so terrifying because of what we do not know. The Jedi, the Sith, the scholars, and wanderers of the galaxy all have their theories, but none can truly explain what this creature is. Are they anomalies, punishment, something worse? Do they seek to destroy? In the end, it may be better that we do not know, for the Star Weirds are a reminder of the galaxy's greatest truth. There are things in the universe more powerful, more dangerous, and more unknowable than we can imagine. The Star Weird was first introduced in the Star Wars RPG supplement Galaxy of Fear. It was a part of an effort to expand the Star Wars universe beyond the cinematic. These entities were designed as a terrifying threat that challenged not only the physical capabilities of the player, but also their psychological endurance. The Star Weird in the game preyed on the Jedi and their connection to the Force. Their ethereal design and haunting backstory were inspired by the classic ghost stories of deep horror space tropes, offering a more supernatural contrast to the typical science fiction elements of Star Wars. It also marks an interesting time in Star Wars lore, as the creation of the Star Weird embodies a creative fusion of fantasy and sci-fi with elements of horror. The Star Weird has remained obscure but also popular, blending supernatural with science fiction. This is also a really interesting time in the Star Wars lore development, because as game designers, authors, and artists all collectively contributed to enriching this greater Star Wars galaxy, and it moved beyond the simple vision of George Lucas and his films, creating something bigger. The Star Weird was one of the first examples of this in all of the lore, proving that even a franchise rooted in adventure and space can explore the darker and more mysterious elements of its wide, vast galaxy. After this, the appearances of the Star Weird get even more obscure, as in 2005, they showed up in the Star Wars Insider magazine, The Monsters of Star Wars. And other than a brief appearance recently in Star Wars canon, this is pretty much all we get from the Star Weird in Legends continuity, making it truly a deep cut into the lore. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's holocron about the Star Weird, how we went a little bit more in detail about the legend of the Star Weird as it is viewed in the Star Wars galaxy, less so about the concrete origins of the creature. But anyway, fellow students of the archives, what are your thoughts on the Star Weird and their continued mysterious role in Star Wars lore? Thanks for joining us in the archives today, where the galaxy's mysteries come alive. If you enjoyed exploring the depths of Star Wars lore, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you never missed your next adventure. There's always more to uncover, so be sure to visit the archives again soon. And until next time, may the Force be with you.